course. The textbook we're going to use is called The Nurse, the Math, the Meds, and we're going to use the 4th edition. I've got the ISBN number there if you wanted to order it online, or if you're using the bookstore. If you have financial aid, you're going to have to use the bookstore to get the book. Additional course materials. You are going to need a laptop or desktop with internet, since this is an online course. You are going to need a web camera so that you can take your quizzes and exams. You will also need a little 4-function calculator. So all that it needs to do is add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Okay, some of them will come with a square root button as well, and that's fine. We won't use it, but that's fine. I don't want you to have any of the calculators that do fractions or that graph or anything like that. First of all, we won't be doing any of that in this course. We won't be doing fractions or graphing. But also your NCLEX exam will not let you use those. So I want you to get used to the add, subtract, multiply, and divide. The cell phone calculators are handy, but they're not allowed. Okay, I want you to go get a little bitty calculator. I think the Dollar Tree's got them. Okay, you might want to buy 2. They are kind of cheap. But go get you a little 4-function calculator. Moodle is going to be important. That's our learning management system. Okay, that's where we run all of our homeworks and quizzes and materials. Everything goes through Moodle. Okay. If you have trouble out of Moodle, you're going to need to contact the Distance Ed department. Okay, and their email is later in the syllabus here. I have a hard time diagnosing any difficulties in Moodle. It's not my area of expertise, but I can help connect you with somebody that can if you need it. Contingency plan. So I need you to have a backup plan. Hopefully your plan A, your computer that you're using now, works for you the entire month. But in case it doesn't, you need a backup plan. Okay. Maybe a public library, BRTC library, a friend, something. You need to be able to have something in case plan A doesn't work one day. I did want to point out that technical difficulties are not an acceptable excuse for failure to submit assignments. Okay, so I do not make extensions because your computer crashed. I do not make extensions because your dog ate your power cord. You need to have a plan B and maybe even a plan C. And you need to think about those technical difficulties happening whenever you are the most in a time crunch. Okay, that's how it seems like it always happens for me, that the moment I wait too long to do an assignment, the internet's going to screw up, or my computer won't turn on, or my calculator's missing, something. Okay, so don't put yourself in those time crunches. If you do, you need to make sure that your plan B is ready at 11 p.m. when you're working on your homework, trying to get it done before the next day, whatever. Okay, whatever time you do your work, that's when your plan B needs to be available to you as well. So if you're banking on a public library, they're not open nights and weekends. So you need to be aware of that. Tablets and smartphones have internet with them. I understand that, but you're not going to be able to do the quizzes and exams on those things. So find you a laptop. The course activities and assignments I'll come back to in a different video, but I did want to scroll here. The weight of grades and grading scale. You can see lessons and discussions are worth 5% each. A case study is worth 10%. Homework is 10%. Quizzes are 10%. 10% is a letter grade. Okay, so you can't just not do these things. The unit exams, you'll have 4 of them. So as a total, they're 40% each. So that means they're each worth a letter grade. Each exam you take is worth a letter grade. And then the final exam is going to be 20%. The grading scale is pretty standard, but I did want to point out that 89.99 is still going to be a B. Okay, if you want an A in the class, it better start with a 9. Grading turnaround time, I try to get these things back to you as quick as possible, but I won't grade anything until its due date. Okay, so even if you do the homework and quizzes, early, it's not going to show you the grade until after the due date. Okay, so I try to grade them as you take them. As you are taking those quizzes and stuff, I try to get in there and grade them, but the computer's set up to not show you anything until the due date passes. That way we can't pass around any answers. But if you wait till the very last minute to do the assignment, it's not going to show you right away at the due date because I haven't got a chance to get in there and grade it. So the earlier you do them, the quicker I can get them graded to you, and then as soon as the due date hits, it should show you your grade. Okay, but like I said, if you're waiting until the last minute, you got to give me time to grade them. So give me 3 days or so. Extra credit, there is none. You will have a ton of assignments in this class. You will have plenty of normal credit. I don't give any extra credit. Okay. If you are also taking the math enrichment class along with this math for healthcare, that is because your math placement scores on either your ACT or AccuPlacer exams decided that you needed a little bit of some baby steps to make this class make more sense. Okay, so not everybody is in the enrichment class, but some of you are. Math enrichment is a completely different Moodle course. Okay, so you will have math for healthcare in your Moodle, and you will have math enrichment in your Moodle. If we want them taken at the same time, okay, I know it feels like, oh, that's a lot of math classes. Math enrichment's not going to take you very long, okay? It's just a 1 credit course, whereas this one is a 3 credit course. So that 1 credit enrichment course, like I said, it's just the baby steps to make this math for healthcare make a little bit more sense. Sometimes it is some remedial work that we're discussing. Sometimes it's just extra practice with what we're discussing in the math for healthcare class. So each week you need to do those assignments in tangent with everything we're doing in math for healthcare. Okay. So I'm saying all that to say, if you drop from the core math class or math enrichment, you must drop from the other class as well. Okay. We can't complete one without the other. Policies. So academic integrity is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. The cheating, the plagiarism. I know online courses tend to lend themselves to a possibility of cheating. Okay. I did want to say that this math for healthcare in particular, I think it's very vital that you understand this information. Okay. Some of you are going to get into the nursing programs in the fall even, and you're going to want to know how to do this math stuff, how to run these dosage calculations. You're going to get into the real world one day, and you're going to need to know how to figure somebody's dosages. Okay. Some of these drugs that you'll eventually start giving, it's life or death. Okay. And even if you're off by a decimal point and you're supposed to give somebody 12 milliliters and all of a sudden you give them 120 milliliters, that's a big deal. Okay. So take the time to learn this information now. I have it highlighted in red here that I can give you an F for the assignment or quiz, or I could give you an F for the entire course. Okay. I could even refer you to the registrar for further review, and it would become part of your permanent record. All right. So I don't mess around with cheating. Just learn the math now. You'll thank yourself for it later. Support services, there's a link here for everything that's available to you as a BRGC student. Moodle support, technical support, attendance policies, tutoring services, blah, 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 blah. So you've got a whole list of them there. Communication policy. So you can get a hold of me via email, Moodle messaging, Moodle forums, my office phone I'm not going to be answering. Face-to-face during office hours, if we needed to meet up at school one day, I can do that. You just got to let me have some notice so I can have my husband watch the kids. But email is probably going to be the quickest. Okay, it goes straight to my phone, and I can check it if the kids are behaving one day, and I can quickly respond back. The Moodle messages I respond back to as well, but that requires me to log into the computer to respond back. Okay, which is not always the easiest to do with 3 kids. My kids are 3, 5, and 7, so busy all the time. I try to get back to you, like I said, within 24 hours. Maybe on the weekends it may take a little bit longer, but I realize this is a summer course and it goes quickly, so I try to respond quickly. If you are going to email me, put MHC online in the subject line. That way I know you're going to need some help quickly and I don't just ignore those emails. Attendance policy. This is an online course, so it's not like you actually got to show up to class. Sometimes students think, oh, it's going to be easy. I just got to do the assignments. But students often find that it is more time consuming than traditional courses because you're also teaching yourself this information. I have some lessons for you to help out with you understanding that information, but you are teaching yourself this information. So it does take up some time. Minimal participation would be logging into Moodle at least 3 times a week. But keep in mind that these classes move very quickly. Okay, I took my normal Math for Healthcare class that takes normally 16 weeks, and I condensed it down into 4 weeks. So you're getting the exact same information that 16-week did. You're just covering it that much quicker. Okay, so I didn't cut any material. It's all there. Makeup and late work. I've talked about there's no extra credit. There's no late work either. Especially in these summer classes, you have no time to get behind. If I started allowing extensions on this stuff, you won't ever get caught up. So I do not do late assignments. I do not allow makeup, work, quizzes, exams, nothing. If you miss it, it's a 0. We're moving on. Okay? So make sure you get these things done by their due dates. I did want to point out that if you attempt an assignment, you do the assignment, you work it all, everything else, after the due date, it will show you your grade, and then you can also get back into it to see what you missed. And I try to make comments in there to say, oh, you missed or you moved the decimal place or something, just whatever. I try to make those comments to say what you did wrong in case you missed it. But if you don't even attempt the assignment, it will not let you back in to see what you missed or anything like that. It won't show you your answers or anything like that. So at least attempt the assignments. That way, whenever you're studying for the exams, you can get back in there and see what kind of questions were being asked. But if you don't attempt them, it won't let you back into them. COVID. If you have a COVID case, you need to self-report to this link. If you are symptomatic, I'm going to have to get communication from the Dean of Students before I can talk about extending any due dates. But if you are asymptomatic, if your cold doesn't go much past a cold, then I want you to keep working as scheduled. Okay, but let me know if you're on your deathbed. I don't expect you to be doing Math for Healthcare stuff. Lockdown browser, Respondus, that's how I am watching your quizzes and exams. So you've got some guidelines here, but basically I'm just looking to make sure that you're not cheating. Okay, read through these, make sure you know what to do and don't do, but before each quiz and exam, I will have some instructions there that I want you to take that web camera and show me the whole room, so make sure nobody else is in the room with you. Make sure that you are showing me your blank scrap paper. Okay, mine's got writing on it. I was making notes for a church picnic. But show me your paper. I do not want to see binders with paper in them, even blank, because there are notes behind those blank ones. So make sure it is just a blank sheet or 2 of scrap paper that you're using. Show those to me. Okay, all that good stuff. Course outline. So here's week 1. And then we got week 2, week 3. So each week you can see